출애굽기 34장, Exodus chapter 34. The Lord said to Moses, chisel out the 2 stone tables like the first ones, and I will write on them and the words that were on the first tables which you broke. Be ready in the morning, and then come up on Mountain Sinai. Present yourself to me there on the top of the mountain. No one is to come with you or be seen anywhere on the mountains. Not even the flocks and the herds may graze in the front of the mountain. So Moses chisels out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and went up the mountain Sinai early in the morning as the Lord had commanded him, and he carried the 2 stone tables in his hands. Then the Lord came up down in the cloud and stood there with him and proclaimed his name, the Lord. And he passed in front of the Moses, proclaiming, the Lord, the compassionate and the gracious God, was slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. Yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. He punished the children and the children for the sin of the fathers to the 3rd and 4th generation. Moses bowed to the ground at once and worshiped, O Lord. If I have found favor in your eyes, he said, then let the Lord go with us. Although this is stiff-necked, people, forgive you our wickedness and our sin, and take us as your inheritance. Then the Lord said, I am making a covenant with you. Before all the peoples I will do wonders never before done in any nations in all world. The people you live among will see how awesome is the work that I, the Lord, will do for you. Obey what I command you today. I will drive out before you the Amorite, Canaanite, Hittite, Perizzite, Hivite, and Jebusite. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land where you are going, or there will be a snare among you. Break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and cut down their Asherah poles. Do not worship any other god, for the Lord, whose name is jealous and is a jealous God. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land, and who, for when they prostitute themselves to the gods and sacrifice to them, and they will invite you, and you will eat their sacrifice. And when you choose some of their daughters as wives for your sons, and then the daughters prostitute themselves to the gods, they will lead the sons to the same. Do not make cast idols. Celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread made without yeast, as I command you. Do this at the appointed time in the month of the Abib. For in that month you come out of Egypt. The first offspring of every worm belongs to me. including all the firstborn males of your livestock, whether it's from herd or flock. Redeem the firstborn donkey with a lamb, but if you do not redeem it, break the neck. Redeem all your firstborn son. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you will labor, but on the seventh day you shall rest. Even during the plowing season and the harvest, you must rest. Celebrate the fast of weeks with the first fruits of the wheat harvest and the first in gathering at the turns of the year. 3 times a year all your men are to appear before the sovereign Lord, the God of Israel. I will drive out nations before you and enlarge your territory. And no one will covet your land when you go up 3 times each year to appear before the Lord your God. Do not offer the blood of sacrifice to me alone, or with anything containing yeast, and do not let any of the sacrifice from the Passover feast remain until morning. Bring the best of the first fruit of your soil to the house of the Lord your God. Do not cook your gold in the mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, write down these words, for in accordance with these words I have made a covenant with you, with Israel. Moses was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights without eating bread or drinking water. And he wrote on the tablets the word of covenant, the 10 Commandments. Radiant, when Moses came down from the mountain Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, he was not aware that his face are radiant, because he had spoken with the Lord. When the Aaron and all the Israelites saw Moses, his face was radiant, and they were afraid to come near him. But Moses called them, so Aaron and all the leaders of the community came back to him, and he spoke to them. Afterward, all the Israelites came near him, and he gave them all the commands the Lord had given him on Mount Sinai. When Moses finished speaking to them, he put a veil over his face, but whenever he enters the Lord's presence to speak with them, he removed the veil until he came out. And when he came out and told the Israelites what he had been commanded, they saw that his face was radiant. Then Moses would put the veils back over his face until he went to speak to the Lord.